episode two. This is the review. So I'll keep this one really, really short. Last week, last week or whenever it is that you're watching it, I enjoyed episode one. I thought it was really, really great. Episode two for me, I think for most shows, like this is the critical episode because it determines whether people stay with the show or whether their attention goes. I will say for me, the attention stayed. I did think it was a little bit slow. We didn't really learn anything new, but it was kind of interesting just seeing more of, particularly Tariq, him coming into his own man. So, what are the main things that happened in episode two? We found out that the preview that we'd seen in episode one for the funeral, that was actually Ghost's funeral, and that's why Congressman Tate was there. Is it Tate? Wait, his real name is Lawrence Tate, right? Oh my god, I'm getting confused. Rashad! Congressman Rashad, sorry. So that's why he was there. What I thought was really interesting about that was we saw throughout the episode that um, Tariq was getting pressure from the different sides with regard to what he said at the funeral. Um, his lawyer David was saying, well, actually, this will be a good opportunity for you to literally trash your dad because Tasha's freedom relies on it. Because we know in episode one that they put the kingpin statue on her, and they're trying to say that she was the mastermind behind this. And the reason that angle is being taken is because the Democratic Party um, doesn't want Ghost or James St. Patrick's legacy to be tainted because it looks bad on them, because it means that they didn't do their due diligence by actually having someone who was a candidate under the Democratic ticket who was a kingpin and selling drugs. And what happened is, I thought that was a really cute moment before um, Tariq volunteered to speak, where the guy who was Ghost's uncle that we saw previously in Power, um, who he was friends with Ghost's dad, he had a bar, um, and he was at the funeral and he was like, okay, you remind me so much of Ghost. And Tariq was hearing a lot of that everyone was saying, actually, they reminded him of Ghost. And he stood up and basically said, everyone wants me to say, everyone has what they want me to say about my dad, but actually he was a complicated man. His legacy is not simple. But I thought what was really good was that he did highlight the fact that Ghost wanted him and his siblings to have a better life than he did, and that he is a manifestation of his father's dreams. So I thought that was really good. And then we saw Tasha coming to the funeral, which was interesting. I mean, I don't know in real life what happens in these situations where you have a spouse that's been accused of killing someone else, but she attended the funeral and she was looking good. She stepped out in that black dress. Apparently, it's a Balmain dress. Like I was looking at Fashion Bomb Daily, and they had the tea. But hey, I don't have any Balmain money, and I don't even know because I'm plus size, so I don't even know if they do in plus size. So that was interesting. And then the Tahadas. So that's Mary J. Blige's character, Monet. The interesting thing is we were introduced to Uncle Frank, who seems to be a friend of the family. He was released early, and immediately Tariq was like, this guy snitched, which is why he was released early. And we saw it was a dinner setting, so he came in and everyone was like, oh, so some of the kids were really excited because they're like, oh, Uncle Frank, you're back. And then the teenage girl was like, hey, Uncle Frank. And he was like, oh, you're filling out. Like, it was really pervy, but I think it was reflective of some experiences that people know of, like pervy people in their family friends. But I thought that was strange. And yeah, and he was like, oh, he was released early. Lorenzo said, you can help me. So Lorenzo, if you remember, is Lorenzo Tejada is the father to kind of shake Tariq, or something more sinister. Because I think Monet, yeah, probably was a bit like, um, yeah, feeling some type of way that Tariq kind of saw that exchange. And then Tariq was like, this guy's a snitch, and literally showed that, he knows what's up. Um, and the son went back home and was like, well, this is what Tariq said. And immediately, like, you can see Monet was like, I need to know a little bit more about this young boy. Um, and we see her going to her nephew, um, Zeke, the one that Tariq is, what's the right word, chaperoning, that basically he's doing the work for. And she was like, did you invite Tariq, or did Tariq want to be invited? And then he was like, oh, Tariq is the one who asked to come. And she was like, you need to find out everything, there is to know about the St. Patrick's guy. So yes, I think that'll be interesting to see what happens. And it kind of got me thinking, like, why was Tariq so hell bent on um, going there? I don't know. Maybe there's something that I missed. I don't know if you guys caught it. If you can tell me, so that was interesting. And clearly, the Tahadas are not a family to mess with, and Tariq is playing with fire really. But I don't know if there's a reason why. If there's a long game to it, I kind of missed that bit. What else did we have? We had the college stuff, with the Great Expectations book. Um, and we kind of see again Tariq coming into his own, helping his mum, because his mum is like, hey, I need currency basically for prison, because she overheard one of the prisoners saying that she wanted a morning after pill, and she's like, okay, if I can get her that, then it kind of gives her value in prison, and so on. So there was a lot of that, but I just thought it was as kind of like a slow burn episode, and an episode that just embedded the characters in our minds. I'll definitely be watching it. Interested to see what happens with Tariq and the Tahadas. Um, but yeah, I think that's really it from me. I don't know what you guys think in terms of episode 3. I will say that watching episode 2, I did kind of think, oh, I wish maybe the episodes were just a little bit shorter, like 40 minutes or so. But I don't know. That was just